Alright, so what happened last time on Dragon Ball Z?
Shinnah had to stop Alta from jumping on the back of the Leviathan and riding it.
That's pretty good.
I'm
But
like, stop,
did you
you fucking
succeed?
drunk.
But did you succeed?
It's hard to keep track of a drunk, sticky, or slimy adept.
Oh yeah, we rescued Sterny.
Who the fuck is Sterny?
Strylok's son.
Oh, yeah.
It was Strylok's kid?
Yeah. Sterny.
Strylock Fox. Strylock's little fucker.
And we were basically giving him PTSD. Or not giving him PTSD, triggering his PTSD.
He's so triggered, bro.
Orally.
No.
You ever had PTSD administered orally?
No.
Yes.
Well, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, kid.
It happened to me.
What is this? How can you say a name is misspelled? I don't think I've ever seen a machine question
Because it's really cool.
a proper name. Like, it wants me to change it to Slylock. I'm like,
You
fuck
better
you.
not fuck around then, dude. Quit fucking around.
No.
If you keep fucking around, you're gonna find out.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
There's a positive correlation between fucking around and finding out. That's why.
Are you saying
The more you
that
fuck
if I
around,
want to find out,
yeah, you have to fuck
I should
around.
fuck around? And the
Yeah.
more I want to find out, the
Yeah.
more not only should I, but the more I need to fuck around.
Yes.
Did you know
Alright.
I forgot that I was on Rumble and I got like a bunch of followers. That was weird.
Is that a dating site?
I forgot what Rumbler was.
Rumble is like a YouTube for right wingers.
What am I thinking of?
Tinder.
Isn't there a dating site or whatever called Brumble?
You think you're talking about Grinder?
Tinder and Grinder.
No, that's Tinder and that's Grindr. There's something. I thought there was something called Rumble. Isn't there some Rumble or Bumble or?
No, you're talking about Stuffer.
Grubhub.
Stuffer. That's that MILF site.
No, that's a milker.
Oh yeah. Fucking idiot.
Bumble. Yeah, there's a dating site called Bumble, isn't
I
there?
don't know what you're talking about.
Bumble? Maybe. Let's see.
Sounds like
I'm gonna actually look because I want to see if I'm.
I wouldn't even
Yes.
be on that site anyway.
Bumble
so.
dating, mature quality singles.
Yeah, there you go. That's what it was.
I definitely wouldn't even bother making.
Mature quality singles. Whatever that
Why
means.
would you want to bother like making multiple accounts on that and like messaging the same people, like talking about yourself?
I would only want to do it as a funny.
Just
Okie dokie. So you've reached the top of the rotunda. All the Stryadepts are alive, and you have a kid with you.
We just went
sound of
boosh. We
Leviathan-
came up out of this fucking hole with a Leviathan right on our butthole,
we had a dragon.
and it went whoosh and then dissipated, right?
It dissipated after a long, extended period, as it showed off the length of its member, and then eventually faded out and became translucent and disappeared as the rotunda's size returned to normal.
It flashed us?
Yeah,
And it basically poured out of that hole for like a minute or two, like a
Yeah.
long time.
yeah. But it's cool because the tower can take it. It returned to its normal size.
All right, well, and now we got this kid. And
Fuck.
a bunch of adepts, and was it Urshade and Elshade? Absolute legends, body blocking legends, If I could recommend them for a Shadow Adept award for shadowiness, I will.
Yeah.
They should get a shield award
Um,
in the shape
Yeah,
of
you
a
got
the
steak.
Shadow Knuckle award or something.
Meat shield.
Anyway,
In the shape of a steak.
so there's this kid, and we're all warriors here. There's no nursemaids here, apparently. So I guess we got to figure out what to do with this kid. He probably wants to sleep or something, or I don't know. But he definitely needs to be kept an eye on, because I don't know, because he probably make sure he's okay. Till Genration shows up. Did somebody go get him?
So, Kai Shade is gonna take the kid to Gen Shade.
Oh, okay.
You guys are free to do whatever you like.
That's the shield
Can I
badge.
pick up a couple Shadow Reavers?
Yeah, you can go to the workshop.
What kind of steak is that has that ring in it?
That's a T-bone.
No.
Isn't it a filet mignon?
No.
It is absolutely 100% not a filet mignon,
A mignot?
otherwise known as a tenderloin. No, it's definitely not.
Ribeye. Ribeye.
It is absolutely not a ribeye.
Not a ribeye?
No,
Jeez.
it's
No,
not a
it's-
New York.
Isn't it like a sirloin?
It's not a porterhouse. It's not a sirloin. I don't know what steak that is. It's got a hole. Because I mean, you're cutting the bone across the thing where there's a hole. I don't know any of the main steaks that have the hole in it. That's definitely a normal thing for a ham steak,
Your hand.
but it's not pink. It's red. So
Hmm.
maybe they messed up,
Yeah,
and
maybe.
the maker doesn't realize that. Steak. I have seen steak cut that way though.
Maybe
But
it's just like a fat line in the middle. That's just the way they decide.
there's a hole in there.
Yeah.
There's a hole in there.
You're a hole in there.
Porterhouse?
Definitely not a porterhouse.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, the adepts rejoice with the return of everybody in good shape. The group then proceeds to enter the sanctuary and mingle with all of the younglings and workshop trainees, and try to begin to explain the tumultuosity of this eruption of voidlings that just transpired. So as to calm the nerves of everybody within the sanctuary.
I'll do some fucking LSD.
No,
I don't have enough, what's it called, to even wield one of those reavers, huh?
what are you talking about?
I don't have
Oh,
enough
you don't have enough constitution.
Yeah,
Well, get good.
get good.
Let's see. They require. Where's that shit?
I'm good with my dagger. I don't need no stinking reaver.
Boy, I don't know where it is. Oh, it requires a 5.
Oh. Okay.
Okie doke. So you make your way to the workshop. Yet again, you feel the demonic energy signature close to the room.
Oh yeah. Is there anyone in the workshop right now?
Yeah, there's like 6 people in here. The strange
Also,
girl
they're not
from
like
before,
out there somewhere.
is caught eyeing your group as you traverse the workshop again.
Who was it?
It's the strange girl.
A strange girl. I give that strange girl an adept greeting and say hello.
She nods, then she moves over to you. Have the other 2 spoken with you? She whispers to you.
Other 2? Who are you talking about?
She then turns away without saying anything.
I look at Ulta and Shina and say, "Did you see that?
I
What was
just
up with that
approached
girl?"
me. I'm not sure.
I wonder.
Maybe be a bit loony.
I wonder which two she speaks of.
I mean, did I hear that or see it or what?
You're able to put together the first of all, you can hear everything with your wind elementalism,
Okay.
but yeah, Shina's able to put together the words she speaks by looking at her mouth.
The other two. Who are the other two? Is it referring to us or is it referring to like Ernell or
Hmm.
is it Urel? Eller? Urel?
Lear.
Maybe.
Earl?
It's the umbrella Ella. Hey.
Ella.
Maybe since she hasn't approached Ulta, you should go over there and talk to her privately. See if she goes and responds to you.
You're saying I should go over there?
Has she spoken to you before, Ulta?
No.
Okay.
And Sadi, you want me to go say, hey, what's up, girl?
Um. Yeah, let's see if we can figure out what she means by that.
I mean, is she my type? Like, what's her age? If she's not like at least 90, I'm not really
Well, I can't tell you how old she is, but she looks like 19.
She looks like she's got a real bad hip.
No,
Maybe a real good scar across her face.
no.
I think she's pushing 20.
Good looking.
Yes.
Eh.
There are no bad-looking people in Gen.
But like, can she talk in words?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that'll work.
She's got 2 feet, 2 eyes.
Two mouths.
She got two
And
titters.
talks in. I mean, it talks in words. I mean, that's really all I'm looking for.
Okay.
Alive, of age.
So is she just meandering? Is she talking to other people?
She's basically a one of the adept metallurgists. Let me just
Metallurgists.
yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
She's just hanging around, milling about right now, or is she like working on weapons? Or
She is. So there are metal golems within the confines of the workshop. The treatment of the metal golems are manipulated with the shadowstone techniques to create the stocks that you see with on all the weapon racks. She's currently tempering some of the stocks.
stocks? Is that like handles or?
That's just the base blades. Yeah, like the base.
Oh, okay, like the
It's
the
fashioned
stock
into
blank
yeah,
billet.
yeah.
Okay. This is before they start like drawing the metal out, or what?
No, this is the material that's used to finalize into the final reaver or whatever.
Okay. They just haven't shaped it yet.
Yeah, it's basically in a crude shape. No,
Okay.
it doesn't bear any of the markings of what you've seen in the other Shadow Reavers wielded by your other adepts.
She's just working on one of those.
Correct.
Do I know anything about metallurgy other than my own personal knowledge of
What is
metallurgy?
your tech stat?
What's my tech stat?
Yeah.
I mean, it's out of this world.
Well, that's not good enough. It needs to be in this world, idiot.
It's in this world, sitting at a nice, cozy 45. That's regular tech. That's not mage tech.
All right, that's good enough.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna. It's just so it looks like she's the one that makes the Shadow Reavers, or at least one of them.
Yeah, she's covering at least one part of the process. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll go over there, and I guess I'll role play this like I know what I'm fucking talking about
Okay. What is your Warcraft lore?
with modern with contemporary metallurgy knowledge. My Warcraft lore is a 1.
Upon judging from the stock, it doesn't look anywhere near completed, or even really matching the quality of some of the other completed stocks. Although you're not able to discern how far along the process her stock is.
Go, girl. How big is your stock?
Well, yeah, because I definitely don't have 10 Warcraft. I think I have like 4 or 5 Warcraft trainings, which isn't enough for another Warcraft. Yeah, but I would know if I saw it, but I'm not this guy. Alright, well, I'm gonna go over there, like, is she the only one over there, or are there other people working on stuff?
There's a total of 6 workers, 3 of which are talking to some of the other adepts.
I'm just gonna kind of like, meander over there. Like I'm just kind of curious, just kind of like looking around. Like, okay, this is interesting. Like I don't know what's going on, and
She notices you quickly and begins to hasten her work as if she's being observed.
okay, well, just kind of moving on and looking at what other people are doing, and check out how they're doing it, and smile at them, and.
No, she just seems to be a bit more proactive.
Right, I'm saying I'm kind of like moving. I'm not like coming right up to people, but at the same time, I'm
Okay,
moving and looking at other people's
no problem.
work and stuff, and if they look up at me, I'm gonna smile at them and wave or whatever. If they do something like offer me a hammer, I'll be like, yeah, what the hell? I'll try it.
Hey, hail, adept.
Hell, great work you're doing. I have no idea what you're doing, but I thank you for it. You must be quite an artisan. How long have you been working there? You're in your trade.
The golems are well treated, so the ore they produce is rich enough. These will make fine stocks.
Huh.
Oh, that's
How long you been plying your trade on the golems, you say?
At least a cycle or 2 by now.
All right. Is that all you make? Is this particular golem part? Could you explain the golem to me?
The golem itself has much experience producing ores from many wares, but this one was procured because of its affinity for producing ore required for the Reavers, or so I'm told.
So what exactly is a golem?
The golem is just an earth familiar. This is a metal golem. There's clay golems, sand golems, soil golems, mithril golems.
And they're farming it.
Yeah.
So like
The familiars will produce this familiar ore when fed spiritual energy.
Okay.
So it looks like a typical golem, like you would see in a cartoon or something.
Yeah. Well, this particular golem is more like a disembodied set of spiraling stones that's concentrated within one particular funnel shape,
Nice.
with its head remaining isolated.
Okay, and then it produces material, and then the material's taken and processed.
Yeah, the material is processed by the adepts using the Shadowstone technique and the environment of the void in a special process known by the Shadow Adepts.
Gotcha.
Pretty neat.
Okay.
Lore.
Awesome.
I take it you, I guess I'll, move on and look at somebody else's work and...
The foreman seems to be working on the finishing touches of a single reaver. They look all but completed. He seems to be etching some of the final inlays for what is demonstrated or been shown by other reavers wielded by the Shadow Adepts to be some sort of void insignia. Oh, it's you. Sorry, I haven't gotten word, he says, without looking up.
Word? Word of...
Word from Genshade to fasten you a reaver. That
Oh,
said,
I wasn't going to inquire as to, a reaver for myself. I was just interested in your craft and your trade.
sure. Well, adepts are new to the warcrafting front as far as the knowledge is concerned. I'm told that this information was created in the Celestial War itself by Genshade and others.
Yeah, I haven't seen it done before. It's new to me. It's fascinating, though.
Familiars seem to be inexhaustible as far as utilities that they provide to the adepts. We owe much to them and the primordial lord. I'll let you in on this, though. I heard about what you did for Elshade. The strongest reavers benefit from the environment of the void, he said, raising the reaver up. They say the longer the reaver exists in the void, the stronger it becomes. However, he says, looking at you directly now, whether or not this is mere rumor made to entice adepts to lose their reavers within the void, only to try to recollect them later, is somewhat of a controversy.
So
I myself, I must confess, however, tend to believe it. I've seen Genshade's reavers, and they look altogether different, and hold an aura amongst them, entirely isolated from those of Elshade.
Did you see Genshade's reavers when they were new?
No.
So it's possible they were just really well crafted?
It's not impossible.
Are there other examples of incredibly different or powerful reavers?
He nods his head, not that I have any knowledge of. I've not seen a memory where anybody provides further samples that we can emulate.
So as of right now, all that you know of is that Genshade has 2 reavers that are clearly above and beyond anything else you've ever seen.
He has 2 personal reavers, of course. He keeps a collection of reavers from fallen Shadow Adept as well.
But all the other reavers are basically equal?
He's not let anyone he only lets his closest clansmen see the other reavers.
I mean, as far as the reavers that you've seen and examined in your expertise.
The reavers here that you see displayed were crafted during my tutelage and my foremanship.
And they're basically equal?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you seen any other reavers that you didn't craft, weren't aware of, but were able to examine? And how did that reaver differ from the reavers you crafted?
I've only seen reavers made before my time in memories, but adepts don't normally recall memories with enough precision to isolate differences that are outstanding.
Right. Well then, I thank you for your time and your knowledge. Thank you for providing the Shadow Depths with these weapons.
He nods and continues to channel his spiritual energy to temper the Reaver.
I'll see you later.
Okie dokie.
I give him the standard the adept pat on the backside.
Oh my god.
It is standard, right?
Yeah?
Yeah. It's the back of the head. It's really big. Whoosh. The adepts love it.
What was his nickname?
His name was Oolong Johnson.
Long Johnson.
Well, this was a woman, right?
What? No, this.
Oh no, no. She was in the area, but I was talking to somebody else. I was talking to the foreman.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking to that kid that you called a little shit, or not little shit.
Little shit.
Little monster.
Yeah, something like that. You called him something really funny, and he was like, I don't know what that means. It's like, yeah.
Oh, a little filthy.
Little
Yeah?
filthy, yeah.
Yeah, that was filthy, bro.
That was
That wait, I thought it was a whole guy.
Yeah.
No, I was talking to a little filthy.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, well, I mean, he didn't seem like such a jerk this time, so that's probably why I didn't notice. He seemed in better attitude. All right, well, I'm not a full stranger, I guess.
This is correct.
Just mostly a stranger.
Good job, little filthy.
All right, well, I'm gonna like look around for something to eat.
You find a stoop kid. He's hanging on his stoop.
I sent.
Does he got anything to eat?
He's got a Dorito.
How much you want for that Dorita, kid?
He fucking breaks it. It's like, wouldn't you like to know?
So he's like, he breaks it, throws it on the ground, and stomps on it, and goes, "Wouldn't you like to know?"
Yeah?
Stoop kid doesn't leave a stoop.
So behind my back, I'm gonna wield a little bit of elementalism, and make those Doritos go up his pant leg.
I'll use my elementalism to burn his pants to make him jump off the stoop.
Into his crotch hole. You can
Well,
have
you can
Dorito
get-
balls. You can have cheesy Dorito balls.
Toasted fresh.
Alright,
Within the parlor, they're what do you call it, amassing a welcoming fucking dining for some of the adepts' return. This includes a stew and several other delectables harvested from many of the familiars.
we saved what, 2 people in total as a group?
Yeah.
We saved Elshade and
That
what's his name again, Saudi?
Ernie.
Sterny.
Yeah.
Sterny. Write that down.
Alright, so remember, I think your goal was to talk to the chick. See if we can get her to cough up with
Yeah, are
the...
you gonna talk to Strange Girl?
What strange girl?
The strange girl who keeps fucking asking you guys a question.
I thought it was a woman.
Yeah, whatever.
Strange woman,
Right.
strange girl, strange female.
Pretty not the same thing.
Void, as they say in incel culture.
Oh no.
I don't know, what's an incel?
Oh Jesus.
Oh.
Shut up.
Is it CELL?
No, I guess not. I thought it was, but I misspelled it. So like, that's not how you do that.
INCEL.
I am what?
Who cares?
Yeah, it's nothing important. Anyways.
Well, I'll go up to the wall that has that demonic,
Okay.
and I will use Shadow Stone to create a room.
You feel someone using Shadow Stun back at you. and prevents the stone from being moved.
And you say, "Hey, kid, I was doing something. Trying to get in there, kid."
You said they were starting to feast.
Oh yeah, that back in the parlor, yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting my grub on because I'm a full-on adept. I eat all kinds of shit.
Right.
I hunt, I cook, I eat fucking pig off a stick.
Okay, well, let's do it this way. Let's see if she'll go to you. We'll eat at separate spots and see if she'll walk up to you, or you see if you can sit next to her and what's up. See what's up.
He's not following.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. I'll get my grub on too.
Boom, 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 boom.
Meander around, mingle with the people, dance probably.
So yeah, someone is offering resistance on the shadow stone on the other side.
Nice. That sense might be doing that, or is it coming through the other side?
Coming on the other side, yeah.
Can I open a spiritual telepathy with that?
No, you can't open spiritual telepathy.
Or can I communicate the...
You can open a mental channel, but there's no guarantee they're gonna respond.
I'll open a mental channel.
Okay.
Orchestrate. Yeah. I'm Shana. Who are you?
You receive no response.
Is there a way I can like force the Whitestone maybe with a more spirit?
If you want to cause a situation, yeah, you can channel more.
It's like the perfect opportunity to say you can try harder.
I'm all
You can try harder.
using Voidstone. Keep trying.
Oh god.
You're gonna keep channeling Shadowstone?
Shadowstone, yes.
Okay, you get more resistance.
In that case, I will, with the mental communication still open, I will Cambion. Oh yeah, say Cambion while you hiding amongst the depths.
Ambien, you called me. There's no sheer accident then that you've drawn your attention here.
It's unusual to find demon or demonic energies amongst orchestrates. So naturally I was curious.
I'm here under Jen Shade's orders.
You watching over the handsman here?
He says nothing.
Yeah, what would I say?
No, what would Brian Boitano do?
He freaking.
Oh shit! Oh, we just rescued Pinche's son, right?
What would Guts do?
That's not Jen Shade's son, no.
Or Ringer's son?
Strylock.
Hylock's son.
And Elshade.
This is correct.
Honestly, I don't know what to say.
Alright, what?
Oh, I'm just trying to figure out what to talk what to say.
Okay.
Give me a sec.
I was just mumbling along to the song. Yeah.
And you just rescued Strylock's son. You're not going to join us for the celebration here?
I'll join you when he does.
He. What do you mean?
Sorry, what?
I mean, he. Who do you mean, he?
Strylock. That's what he said, yeah.
He's coming to dinner? Sweet.
I want to meet a demon.
Strylock is dead, right?
Strylock has not been seen for close to 100 cycles, yeah.
From what your fellow clansman has told me, Strylock hasn't been seen since the Celestial Wars. He seems to think he is lost in the void.
People wander the void sometimes, not knowing whether they're lost, not realizing they need to be found.
The void offers truth. Some say you can be found in the darkness. Are you?
Darkness. So there should be a red flag going off here as well, because Strylock is a very well-known figure. And he seems to be oblivious that Strylock is gone.
Ooh, like
So-
anybody's lying to him.
He's out of time.
Okay, so this would tell me this person's been here in the void for a long time.
I mean, that's one way to look at it. Everybody else here seems to be perfectly aware Strylock is not here, though.
This could be. I start to think that this might be just the void and not an actual orchestra.
That's always a possibility.
Um,
Oh, orchestrate. What's your name?
yeah. I'm not talking.
Who are you to command answers from me, Orchestrate?
It's a simple greeting. I'm Shina, a new member of this clan.
I have secluded myself here, not as an attempt to mingle with other adepts. You have sought me out. Do I appear to be seeking greetings from you?
Yeah.
Greetings, no. But you are a Cambion. I sensed you, so the challenge must have been made. See if you're hostile or not. You seem to be you seem to be disconnected. Must have been here a long time. Not know that Stinger is lost.
He says nothing.
Have to fucking challenge this dude.
You're getting your grub on.
Yeah, I
Like
know.
I'm getting my grub on.
I know. I was gonna do something else, but I was just overthinking.
Give me intelligence check.
Minus 15.
What the fuck?
So mean.
Have I sensed this demonic energy signature from like a memory I've come across?
No, you sense it because it's right there. No, you have not sensed it before. No.
Okay. One sec, pulling up my 20. Do I get any bonuses to this?
No.
Is this gonna be a naked roll for Shin Na?
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Nude roll.
Great RNG.
It was Bleeze.
Now he knows what it feels like to be
Just say
sad.
easy.
Oh, total of 11.
You get a +9. I mean, that's
I know, that's
pretty awesome considering you rolled a 2.
still
Rolled an 11.
You begin to suspect that this person may not be affiliated at all with this clan. The void is open to all orchestrates, you realize. There's no proof that this is a shadow adept at all.
Oh shit.
Nobody else has mentioned this person or sensed them. There's no proof anyone else knows he's here.
He's fucking squatting.
Like a demon squatter.
Can I cast resonant spell to the wall, see if I detect a life force from him?
You already did that before. He has not moved.
No, I was just making sure he had a life force.
Okay, fine. Yes, he's still there. He has life force. He's still the same person.
Well, orchestrates. Who are you?
He says nothing.
No. Alright, I'll channel through the wall then.
Well, you meet resistance again.
Okay, put more into it.
He disappears as your shadow phases away. The wall opens up. And you see an altar with a slot inside.
Can I do an arcane lore check on that altar?
Well. It looks like some sort of sacrificial altar with the insignia of the void being referenced.
I do a memory recovery now of this room.
Well. The immediate memory shows a person in adept garbs, who's merely maintaining a peculiar stance.
Can I see this adept space?
No.
And what about like a Warcraft lore check on the stance? Or arcane lore on the stance?
You do not recognize it.
I'm gonna mentally communicate or synchronously to the captain and Ulta. Let them know what I found. I'll be meditating here to see if I can recover anything further in the memory recovery.
Okie dokie.
All right.
Okay.
So. Shoot. I'll just mentally communicate back. Just report back to me if you gather any more memories, and try to stay conspicuous or incognito. I meant
Uh-huh.
wrong word.
Okie dokie.
Could y'all hear me from here?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
I couldn't hear you.
Okay.
Touche.
Ah.
Touche.
Alright, so what are y'all up to now?
Yeah, I was gonna meditate and see if I recover any more memories.
Recover nothing. What are the rest of y'all doing?
I.
I'm gonna go hang out with and L.
Alright, well, festives continue until everybody has gotten their fill. And let me see, what will they plan to do next? Oh yeah, Kai Shade leaves. And he's going to leave with. Okay, two things. Kai Shade leaves with. Let's see. He'll take. I guess he'll take Nightshade with him.
There's a Kai Shade.
Yeah, Kai Shade is the guy you first met at the training chambers.
How do you spell his name?
What's it?
K-A-I?
Sorry. K-I.
K-I. That would be Kai.
Okay.
Kai Shade and... Shinna finds demon. And Kai Shade goes off with who?
What happened?
Somebody left and then came back.
Okay. Well,
Kai-
meanwhile,
Kai Shade went with who? I'm sorry, Josh.
Kai Shade went with Nightshade to escort, to bring back Sterny back to Genshade to see what the info is. They will return shortly.
You can call him Stern for short.
Okay. You were approached, Mr. Ulta, by the Animus familiar trainer from before.
Oh, give me just a moment. That is Orange Shade, is it not?
Sorry, what?
I'm gonna say Orange Shade, isn't it?
Yes, that's correct.
Animus familiar trainer?
Yeah,
Oh.
he is a shadow familiar trainer, right?
How goes the festivities for you?
Just fine. I'm happy to be here. My trainees have progressed in their talents. We're enjoying the fruits of their labor, as it were.
Alright.
I promised upon my return I would venture out to the Hunter's Veld to collect more familiars with them. And I would like to extend an opportunity to your group, yet again, to discuss the matter of the Shadowmancers that you've encountered. Would you make the pilgrimage with us?
Alright, what happened here? Oh yeah, I kind of voided their shit because it was making me all jibbly inside.
That's correct.
And now they want us to go hunting with them, basically.
Correct.
Wait, but doesn't that process like?
Well, at this moment, I'd really like to wait until we hear back from Genshade regarding the boy.
Sure.
Sterney. I don't know if you heard, but Elshade. Wait, was it Elshade? No. Who the hell was it that spit him out of the void and then jumped right back in there?
That was Meyershade.
Meyershade. Yeah, I don't know if you heard yet, but yeah, Meyershade.
He was there when you guys left. He followed y'all. He was part of the group as you guys.
Oh, he was part of the group. Oh, he was part of the group. Yeah, you saw it. You saw it. Meyershade came. I mean, that's big news. We really need to know what's going on there.
I understand. I don't expect much to change, however.
And you know what? And I lean in real close and I say, to be honest with you, I don't really care for shadow mancers really at all. So you know, I just kind of rather not. If it's all the same.
I'm afraid
I'm more of a wind familiar kind of guy. You get a nice little puff familiar or a little breeze familiar, work your way up to something like a hurricane, a tornado, maybe a gust. These are the things I'm talking about.
Of course, Orchestra. I understand all too well your passion for the familiars, but I recall you being tormented by the aftermath of the Shadow Mancer's encounter with you. I aim to help you in this matter. If you'll only extend to me the invitation, I can remove this plague on your mind.
Yeah, you know, I'm not. I don't know. Maybe I'll sleep on it. I'll vitalize on it, and I'll let you know.
Of course. We'll be at the village should you change your mind.
Okay, the village. Gotcha. And I'm like,
Him and two of the adept animists begin making their way out of the sanctuary.
It's probably just even talking about the Shadowmancer makes you weird. Makes you start thinking about it.
If he starts mentioning Shadowmancer techniques, I might require you to make a personality check.
But other than that, do I have to play it like it bothers me?
I mean, that would be the role play, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Then again, you are a Magian elite guardsman, so your fortitude is up to you. Damn, I have like one bar for the voice chat. I don't know how that's never happened before.
Yeah, you just repeated, and I can hear myself.
Brutal.
That just happened.
It all happened for like maybe a minute. Whoa.
Although the red dot's been there for the entire time. The echo only just started.
We're all gonna die.
Did you know in Islam, when somebody sneezes, they say Alhamdulillah instead of God bless you?
But
Yeah. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. Alhamdulillah.
Just because it's a different thing to say when somebody sneezes.
The
One is a
thing,
Christian blessing, the other is.
yeah, the thing behind it is the Christians, it's like a blessing because a devil like can go out of you or go something about a devil, and then in Islam it's just like Thank God he's getting the boogers and all the bad stuff out of your body.
Oh, okay. I thought it had something to do with the fucking Black Plague or something.
No. No Black Plague.
Dude, I must be the fucking devil because I be fucking throwing out demons everywhere, man.
Well, quit it. What the fuck? Quit doing that. What's your problem? What's your problem?
Everyone's gonna be a demon, okay?
Okay.
With this altar, it's just. Does this appear to be like just a normal altar?
No, there's a slit. There's a slit in the middle of it. It's a rectangular altar. It looks like you can definitely embed something within the slit. It's a very concise rectangle.
Like a hand?
No, it's a rectangle.
Don't put your middle part on there.
You can't do that.
What's in the slot?
Nothing.
What's
It's
in
a
the
Nintendo-
slot?
It's a Nintendo cartridge.
Put your hand in the slot, and then after you put your hand in it, ask what's in it. Bang.
And then you gotta ask like in the seven voice. What's in the slot?
In the slot.
What's in the slot?
There's a conspicuous fork, and that implies that you just stick it into that outlet there.
This again. I walk up to it and I curse Void God. And I yell, "Why didn't I learn my rectangle shape?" Hold on. What the rectangle is.
It's because I'm your real dad, is what he says.
And from now on, he's cursed you with seeing all squares and rectangles as rhomboids.
That's not fair.
Just hold R2.
Does it appear? Does it look like a ingot, or say one of the shadow metals fit into this?
With your Warcraft lore, it looks about the width of a weapon's length.
Like a Shadow Reaver goes in here?
I don't know.
I go grab a Shadow Reaver. I don't know.
You grab one of the stalks.
Hey kid, I'm gonna take this from you.
He's like, ooh.
Bank him with it.
That kid's name was Joshua, and he was like, ooh.
We'll walk up to Joshua and ask
Hey,
him,
what's up, man?
"Hey, you know what this filter in there does?"
I don't know.
I give him a soda.
Holy shit, dude, are you serious? I don't know, man, but I'm gonna figure it out. Let me tell you. He goes in the room with the soda and begins drinking it.
I mean, if it's the first time he's ever had a soda, he's gonna get jacked up.
Yes.
Jacked up.
I found a forge of some type.
A forge?
What does my arcane lore tell me about
I'm so lost.
an arcane forge?
An arcane forge. You
Anything
might
of-
find those in the Circle of Hells.
Is that a Fortnite reference?
Fortnite rep. No.
The Circles of Hell?
Yeah, the Circles of Hell in this game are a part of the Arcane Covenant. There's a different clan. It's complicated. Anyway, when they're making, because each of the circles has a unique set of weapons that they're known for, arcane wise, and so presumably these arcane demon weapons that you see proliferated throughout the galaxy were all created either from demons or within the confines of arcane forges within the actual dimension of hell.
Okay. I get you.
But they would not look anything like this sword slot altar, though.
Okay. Can I go talk to that Smith kid?
The Myth Kid?
That kid that's doing all the smithing.
Oh, the foreman. Yeah, sure. All right, you find Stoop Kid, and he keeps using profanity at you. But eventually you get past him, and you find the foreman once more. Sorry, I haven't received word.
No worries. What can you tell me about? Well, I'm a little ignorant of this type of metallurgy, but I found this altar. Is that might be the fucking um? Is that a step in the Shadow Reaver making process?
What altar are you talking about? Talking about one of the tools here? He says, pointing around.
I must be mistaken then. I thought you had to enact the rite of void or something on the Shadow Reaver. But
Yeah, that's true. But that's done deeper within the tower.
do you know of any lore where Shadow Depths have maybe asked for their Reavers to be blessed by the void? Or
Every Reaper has to be blessed by the void. However, if you're not part of the covenant, you won't receive a blessing.
say nothing more, nod my head and I walk away.
Okie dokie.
I must assume this altar is used for a blessing.
The door has vanished as you return.
I start walking up to Shin and ask, what progress have you gotten so far?
Nothing so far. I know a Shadow Reaver fits in the slot on the altar. I'm assume it's some type of forge. To get a blessing of a Void God put on it. However, but yeah, can I channel into the wall and open it up again?
You channel and create an entry point, and you find the altar revealed once again.
And can I see this?
You see the altar with the horizontal slit inside. It bears the insignia of the void.
Good find, Shin. Maybe we could find what's it called? A blessed Reaver here soon.
Maybe. Still don't know what this is. To be honest, Captain.
Yeah, looks mighty peculiar, and I don't think anybody around
It
here
occurs
knows.
to you that if you wish to know the right to perform the blessing, you need only ask one of the shadow adepts here who have done so. If you wish to know if his altar is at all relevant to that ritual.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll ask the foreman.
Oh, he's not a shadow adept. He's just a craftsman. He doesn't have the covenant.
Can I go up to one of them, I guess?
You find L-Shade. I mean, not L-Shade. Urshade. It's like, what's up, bruh?
Up Master Urshade. I was wondering, would you be able to teach me the right, the void? That's what you said?
That's what I said?
Yeah, what we just talked about.
Oh yeah, no, so the ritual has to be done under the influence of the void god.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter if he teaches it to you, you're not part of the covenant.
Okay.
But yeah, no, he can definitely walk you through it.
Yeah, I just want to learn for educational purposes.
Okay, yeah. Well, the communication with the void often begins by making a puddle, you see. A puddle that is still in reflection. And you simply dim the light around you and wave your hand over the puddle continuously until eventually, as the light darkens, the reflection of your hand moving over the puddle ceases. And at that point you'll know, as you move your hand through the water and find no water to be found, you'll have moved into the void that has taken the space you've just sacrificed to it. From there you can make your petition to the void.
Is this you do this ritual to enhance the Shadow Reavers by an altar, maybe?
The Shadow Reavers are offered to the void, at which point it is retrieved later. This is done by traversing the tower.
And you take.
Once Genshade okays you to claim some, I'll be happy to accompany you in recovering them. It's somewhat of a mundane task. Some of the adepts in the workshop are convinced if we simply make more Reavers, they'll be more easy to recollect if we populate the void with them.
So the only way to get a blessing from them is if you leave them in the void? Is that what
He
he
nods.
said?
Yep, that's what he says.
And then pick them up later.
You have to retrieve them from the void. That's correct.
But don't we have to be in a covenant with the void? Or I guess that's just to get the blessing, right?
Yeah, none of this is possible without first being in the covenant, right?
Oh.
Oh, so we can't go up there just all willy-nilly and...
Yeah. He's not gonna. The void god's not gonna bless your stuff if you're not part of his covenant. Yeah.
Could we technically steal a blessed sword?
Yeah, definitely.
Ah, okay.
I mean, if we're not part of the covenant, because I thought you said there are shadow adepts that aren't part of the covenant?
So everybody in here is technically a shadow adept, but you don't get the shadow adept perks unless you're a void covenant member.
Uh-huh.
So basically, to be a complete, true shadow adept, you have to be part of the void. You have to have shadow phase, have shadow reavers, and use Genesis style. But you can be part of the shadow adept clan, which is everybody in here, without having done that.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be one of those because I'm gonna play this playthrough with the elemental.
Okie dokie.
Wait a minute. What is the Genesis style on the combat arts again? Is it 80?
What is the requirement?
Yeah,
75.
75. Ugh.
It's a weapon arts requirement, not a combat arts requirement.
Oh yeah, weapons art. So yeah, never mind. Yeah, I'll stick with my elementalism. For sure. Alright, well, thank you so much for the information. Is it
Have you
Elsie?
changed your minds then? He says. Are you willing to take the steps into the void?
I would if I could, but I don't think I have what it takes to master the Genesis weapon style. Just yet.
Of course, there's no shame. It is a difficult style to comprehend in its mastery.
Yes. But I do applaud your shadow phasing ability, and I do envy it. It's something that has caught me by surprise many of times in the Shadow Belt.
It is a quintessential shadow adept maneuver. It has saved my life many times.
Yes, and it also is a great offensive measure as well.
Great success.
All right. So, when he means like making a puddle, is that just like
Literally any puddle that you can make, yeah, with some kind of inlay or crevice or shallow, whatever.
okay?
The water will have to be still, according to him, such that you have a constant reflection over the water, and your hand just traverses it continuously as the lights dim until you no longer see your reflection. Once that's over, you've apparently opened up into the void.
Gotcha. It's like saying Bloody Mary 3 times.
This is correct. You'll also have to be channeling this aura.
Yeah. Alright,
Oh, Captain. Now we know what this altar is.
do we now, though?
No,
We
we have
didn't-
not figured it out
We
at all.
haven't figured anything out.
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought that's what you said.
No, he never said anything about that.
No, so let's start this
He doesn't
over.
know what it is. You didn't even tell the workshop guy what it was. You asked him, "Do you have an altar?" And he's like, "No." What the fuck are you talking about?
you mean that Angelo?
Yeah, without fucking telling him, I found their fucking altar.
Well, I don't want to show L shade or air shade or anything because
Armin didn't know what you're talking about. Like, what are you talking about? You found an altar. And he's like, he waves his hammer. He's like, you talking about one of these tools over around here? He doesn't know what you're talking about. They've never seen it. They don't know who that guy was. They don't know anything.
Who's that guy?
who's that guy?
It might have been a secret that they're fucking hiding.
Well, Gen Shade
It's
is,
not him.
but not these
Like-
other fools.
We're just keeping a guy in a closet.
See, that's what I was thinking, though. I wanted to mention this to you, but I didn't want to throw off the roleplay. But
There you go. Yeah, he mentioned nothing. He's mentioned nothing about the altar. The losing the Shadow Reaver, as he described it, was a simple matter of dropping it down the fucking rotunda.
Oh.
so, well, what I was thinking is, shit, I lost what I was thinking. Never mind. Continue.
Usually only comes out when the adepts gather around in the main room, smoke weed, and pass out.
Right.
And he comes by
There's
and,
so much stash for you to smoke here, man. It's not even funny.
collects up all the roaches.
Bro, you guys check out your rooms in the living quarters. Everybody has given you a donation from their private stash.
Of like fruits and vegetables.
Nah, dude.
Of drugs,
Nah.
man. Drugs.
I don't do drugs.
You scored some fucking dope.
Drugs are bad. Drugs will rot your brain.
Drugs bad.
It's a scientific fact.
Unless they let you talk to ghosts, then you're okay with them.
Drugs bad.
Are you a hippie crit?
Yes.
I wish I was a hippie. Crit.
Hippie critical roll.
Okay.
So there was a point. What I was saying. Forgot. Oh, did you tell me about the demon in there, Shinna?
I did.
Yeah, he said he gave us a spiritual synchronization communication and let us know what he learned.
Yeah, that's right. So, what I was thinking is, do you think that he is in control or controlled by somebody? Like he has a master that he serves that's keeping him there?
He
And
said
keeping it-
he was
keep-
ordered
He said he was ordered.
by Jinshay to be there.
He did say that, but he also didn't know who Strawlock was.
Yeah, maybe he's a liar.
Yeah, anybody can say, I'm here because Jen Shade sent me.
So, but what I'm thinking, since he doesn't know that guy is missing, that he could be kept there against his will. He could be, being kept there against his will to protect.
I don't think he was. I think he's more sinister.
Yeah, because he bounced.
Yeah, keeping someone against their will in the void when they can shadow phase is pretty hard.
Okay.
So he's shadow phase, so you definitely know he's part of the Void Covenant. He was a clansman. Or no, not a clansman. He was an adept, right? I'm sorry, a Cambion and an adept. So that means he's probably
Shina.
Myself.
You were looking at yourself.
Cambion would mean somebody who's made a contract with a god or a demon or something.
No, that's specifically a demon half breed. Yeah,
Demon half breed. All right.
it was Inuyasha, dude.
Inuyasha.
Yeah.
Or you are the half demon human spawn of a demon human
Spawn.
interaction.
Spawn from,
Yes,
Spawn from Image Comics.
that's correct.
Gunslinger Spawn is my favorite.
Holy crap.
Oh, speaking of that guy, I think one of the artists or one of the creators, one of the co-creators of him, is gonna be here in El Paso.
Oh, okay.
In April, I'm gonna meet that.
Why? Is there a con?
Yes, there is.
El Paso.
Oh,
Didn't a wedding happen where everyone was slaughtered at the wedding with automatic weapons?
No, she lived.
And the bride like spit at people?
No, she lived. She didn't
Yeah.
die.
And
Are you sure?
She took.
Yes.
She took out her revenge on all the people that murdered her too. It was
See, everything worked
So
out.
so it did so it
You get
wasn't
murdered.
El Paso.
It
did happen.
well, her friends got
I knew it was a
murdered.
real story.
Her friends got murdered.
Moided. You
I knew it
moided.
was a real story. We
I
paid a guy $5 to tell us a good story, and he said it was a good story. He told us.
Okay. The guy was obviously Lost Clan, bro.
Lost Clan would my adept lore make me think that?
Maybe.
Because I have a 4.
Okay, well, yeah, you would suspect it is a Lost Clan's member.
All right. Well, guys, I believe this is a Lost Clan member.
No. Really?
Yes.
Maybe, could be, probably. Was he
Okay.
wearing any Lost Clan duds?
Yes.
Oh,
He even had the
He was not wearing Shadow Adept garbs, but just other Adept garbs.
oh. No, nothing specific.
he leaned like a cholo.
He was wearing like a tuxedo. Nothing inconspicuous, just a fucking tuxedo. Regular adepts just wear tuxedos. It's
Yeah.
all the fashion. Could you? Oh, that's a weird thought. You just meet an alien race and they come out and everybody's dressed in a tuxedo and you're like, I don't know why, but somehow that happened.
What do we do?
Like
Our
full on,
tuxedos.
like a full-on penguin tuxedo.
Yeah, just like a full-on formal tuxedo. Anyway,
Yeah.
so is it the next day? Because it was like the end of the festivities, and then
Yeah,
just
sure, that's fine.
looked at the altar, dealt with the guy.
This is correct.
Um,
Um,
and we talked to the forge guy, but like everything like has died down now. Or
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
okay.
we were just checking out the altar. That's the only thing. I don't know if you were with us, but yeah.
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, you started to walk to the two guys, Urshade and.
That's right. I said I'm gonna go see what Urshade and Elshade are doing because we're Pizzos. We're pretty close Pizzos.
Yeah, they also did the garbage, and then they went to vitalize, and then they went to screw.
Each other?
Yeah, if that's
Well,
what you
I'm
want.
not. I'm not into that one. So,
We're
well,
all progressive here,
we're-
but
I already did my 2 millennia of that. You guys are probably just learning. Oh yeah, you're definitely just learning. Yeah, well, I don't teach, so catch you later.
Well, you're missing out then.
No, I don't think so. I think you guys are missing out. But again, I don't teach.
no!
You guys need to go to about 18 different trainers before you can get to me.
That's not fair.
maybe lift up that leg a little bit.
Ugh.
You guys need way more training.
So yeah, what do y'all want to do now? You're just in the sanctuary.
Shadow phasing into each other.
Let's go back into the void. Yay!
Well, I'm not gonna do the Void Covenant thing, so
Yeah.
I've made up my mind on that.
I thought you were at the end of this one.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to. I'm gonna play the elemental this playthrough.
If
Maybe
my,
next time I'll do a Void or Hell.
if my weapons arts was bigger, I would give up my fire thing for that.
Bozer.
Maybe next character. I don't know. But yeah, let's I say that's a good idea. Let's go back and check out some more puzzles.
Wait, you want to go back into the Void?
Or was it? No, there was somebody that was calling us for a mission, right? Like something to do something.
Well, we came back here and we learned. Oh wait, no, we haven't gone to the center of the city yet. The central city to learn whatever Jen Shade said was the. This is what happened.
If y'all don't want to do anything else in the tower, Old Shade will come back.
I'm gonna go retrieve that fucking Shadow Reaver I found in the wall.
You don't know where it was. It's gone.
That's on. It was on floor 100. I
Yeah,
crossed
but
it.
you don't know if it's still gonna be there or not.
Oh, I
Oh,
mean,
yeah,
if-
we
if,
ran away
if
from
you want to
that.
do that and not tell us before you do that, I mean that is your prerogative. Probably shouldn't have said that out loud. That's probably me cheating. But
I can't.
All right, do you want to
even
go down 100 floors?
who are you asking?
I'm shitting on.
Oh, I tell the captain. Oh yeah, I remember I fucking sensed life force down there on that floor before we headed up here again.
I remember you telling me that. Are you saying you want to go down?
Yes.
He wants to go down to Chinatown. What are you guys gonna do?
Also, what are your plans? Do you want? Do you think we should go with them for backup, or do you want to go check other things out? Talk to Elshade.
Well, Captain. We've done everything we were gonna do here to gain information for our needs, and
Well, you failed my honeypot mission, so yeah, I guess we could.
I don't think there's any need to go back down there 100 floors back into the void without what is it? Making the void agreement, where you get the shadow phase, where it's like, oh, going into the void's like nothing, whatever. Shadow phase. Back into reality. Is that a thing, right?
Can he demonic
Can
phase
you
in
go to the
the?
void instantly as a shadow, as a void covenant member?
No, yeah. Can you leave the void as a shadow, as a void covenant member?
It depends how high your ranking are, but yes.
Okay. But base rank, you're not gonna. If you go into the void, you might not be able to shadow phase out.
No, you won't be able to shadow phase out instantly. No.
Yeah. Okay.
Josh, would he be able to demon phase or to us in the void?
I can't answer
You
that.
can't answer that. Okay.
No.
Anyway, my answer is it's not advisable for all three of us to go down there. And for what? What are we doing this for?
Shinna
For loot.
wants some loot.
Some loot. Some fucking loot, bro.
That blade that that sand blade that he saw.
The Shadow Reader?
Yeah, the sand.
There's a
shadow.
whole armory full of them.
Yeah, he thinks that one's special. I don't know.
And he's gonna get one because he's committed.
Memories recounting the assortment of Magian arms regale your memories, and you look at that Shinnah like a crazy mofo. All you think about is weapons, homie. There's millions of weapons.
Well, Captain.
Magi.
Well, I advise against it, Shinna. I think we should stick
Captain.
together. I'm with Ulta on this one. Let's. If you want to go, you're a free spirit. You're more than welcome to. But I advise that we go together and face these trials.
Yeah, because we still need to talk to Genshade about the memory that we saw here, which is Strider, which is the guy that we saw on Magi.
Yeah, we need
doing
to.
the bad thing. So we need to ask Genshade, who's this cat?
We strayed far enough from the mission. I think we need to get back on it.
But he says,
Aye, Captain.
Captain, please.
Alright, Captain.
Does he do with a hunter's cap on though?
Yes.
Like
Well, he gets extra Josho dollars then. I give him 3% extra Josho dollars on the Josho dollar.
You don't have any Josho dollars.
What do you mean?
how much is
I
that
have
in
more
Reddit
Josho
gold? 'Cause
dollars
that,
than Josho does.
I only work for Reddit gold.
Oh well, I only work for Reddit Karma.
Ah. Well, you're not cool, because only cool people get Reddit gold.
Oh fuck. All right, so you guys are leaving the tower, or what's up?
Tower of Pizza. No, what?
What else do
So,
we need to do here?
well, we need to find. So, what's the ultimate goal? To like bring Genshade or not Genshade, but the Strider to justice, or bring his body
Stringer,
back?
yeah. You want to find Stringer, bring him in custody, or bring him back dead. Either way.
Alright. So yeah, I'd say we follow. I don't know what it would mean to follow the clues to Strider, but I think that would go starting with talking with Genshade.
It's
Yeah,
Stringer,
yeah.
though, right?
Stringer. I keep saying Strider. Sorry.
I do too. Sorry, what did you say again, Saudi? I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
I said, well, I don't know what it would mean to follow the clues to Stringer, but I think that would mean starting with Genshade and kind of.
Yeah, I guess going back and saying, well, this is what we learned. We couldn't quite do it, but this guy could. And by the way, while we were there, we noticed you had a fight with this guy. It just so happens that this is the guy the Magians think committed the crime. At least that's what they're telling the general populace. Just to let you know. And see what his reaction is.
Alright. Sounds like a plan. I think we kind of
We
almost
already
tried
told
that
him.
before, though.
What's that?
I think we almost kind of tried that before, but I don't remember.
Well, what we told him before was that yeah, when we were on Magi, just to let you know, when we were on Magi, the Magians think it's likely that an adept, probably a shadow adept, did this. They got footage of it. Just to let you know, and that's where we left it.
Oh, okay. Alright, yeah. That's right.
Cause it's like, hey, we were there when the news broke, and now we're here, and hey, just to let you know, blah blah. And then so same thing here, like, hey, this is the guy. That's the guy.
God.
Let him know.
Should we say that there's like a reward? Just kidding.
I think we just go with that's the guy
That's the guy.
and see what his reaction is.
Alright.
And if there's no reaction, then you better do some real good role playing.
Oh, no.
That's my weak point.
Right now, the GM just went, sweet, I don't have to do anything. I can just do nothing, and they're screwed. Don't let him do it. Don't let him do it.
It was me.
It's the battle against Josh.
Right
Just
into that.
just say something so he has to say something back, and then he loses.
No.
All you have to do is say, fine, I win. I have to say something.
Can we just pant Stringer and just say haha?
Yeah, totally. I mean, that would be one step closer to bringing him to justice for sure.
That's true. You pants him. I will give him the wet willy. Shinna, what are you gonna go? What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna give him the demonic purple nurple.
Ooh. Demonic even.
Okay, that probably involves like spikes and whips.
Leather.
Probably.
Lots of leather. Probably a gimp suit. A gimp suit of human leather.
That's not fair. Well, while you two guys are jacking off, the Old Shade returns in company of Kai Shade and Nye Shade. He recognizes the three of you upon entering the sanctuary.
Don't mind
Hail,
us.
shadows.
Yo.
Hail.
The clansmen tell me you've not made the covenant. What keeps you from the shadows?
You're literally just in here for like a day.
Sorry, what?
You're in here for like a day.
What are you talking about? The training to get all the techniques and all that took forever.
Oh.
It might have felt like a day. But that's the void.
My covenant with the fire elementalism keeps me astray, and also so does my lack of weapon training. Otherwise, I'd be with you, fellow adepts.
In due time, then, the sanctuary will be here as long as the island remains.
We shall see.
And I too carry an elemental coven.
Well, all the same, Genshade is extended the invitation to grant you to the tools of the Shadow Adepts.
Oh.
If yourselves cannot make the rite, then you will do so with accompaniment.
Accompaniment.
If you wish to have the reavers that we wield.
Yeah, accompaniment would be nice. Can I get a keyboard and percussion? That should be enough.
know.
I
Like
got
a real good,
I got vocals.
but I want it on a real jazz style, real nice jazzy jazz accompaniment.
Jazz.
N- So no
Um,
screamcore synth.
No.
So what does an accompaniment mean with a shadow reaver?
It just means if you don't have the covenant yourself, then somebody else who's in the covenant can make the rite for you. And
Oh.
you can retrieve the weapon.
Oh. So they're gonna do it, leave it somewhere in the void, and then we gotta go get it?
Well, they're just gonna drop it down the tower.
So we could grab it immediately, or?
If you grab it immediately, nothing's gonna change. No.
It won't get blessed.
It has to be lost in the void and be retrieved.
Well, I guess it's a memento or something I can sell. I can't
I'm just
put it in my prison wallet.
we're just picturing these guys going through the effort of doing this, chucking this thing down the hole, and then I look at it and go, eh. And they're just leaving. Yeah. We're like, wait a minute. You just went through all the trouble to make that. Like, yeah? It's like, I didn't know you were going to throw it down that fucking hole. I thought you were going to hand it to me.
Well, believe it or not, that's been the choice of many people before.
If I come across it, I'll get it later. Oh fuck.
Well, I mean, you know, if you find yourself in the void, you might come across a fucking Shadow Reaver that's been there forever and a day.
That's correct.
And, be your first time in there, you could be a little kid and find it.
Like Shitna was earlier.
I mean, they can do that. I mean, we can throw them down the hole.
Yeah.
I still don't want to go down there and find it. Unless I knew for sure it was like 20
How
levels.
many yays do we have? Yay and nay. How many affirm the thing?
Oh,
The company or going down and getting the blades?
No. How many of you want them to throw blades in there for you?
I do.
Okay.
I'll do it.
But I was gonna go do the covenant myself.
Oh, you want to do it?
I was, I was gonna play test getting the covenant, the void covenant.
I.
Okay.
He can because he's in the. Wait, you're not in a covenant yet, right?
For the Hell God covenant.
Oh, right. Okay.
You can't dual covenant.
So
Some
there's
of them
restrictive covenants and non-restrictive covenants. Some gods care, and others don't.
The void god is greedy though, so he probably cares, right?
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care. Oh, okay.
As long as he gets your soul at the end, he doesn't care.
But does the hell god care?
No.
No.
The Hell God gets your flesh.
Wow. You're in a particular.
You guys want the blade made for you or not?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Alright. Olshay moved to the workshop. Either begins consulting the foreman, and eventually is handed 3 completed reavers. He then goes back to his chambers. If you wish to retrieve the weapons, then make sure you're still within the sanctuary when I emerge.
Okay.
If you wish to enact the covenant, this is your last chance.
Shit.
Okay,
no.
I'll do the covenant.
Happy trails. Good luck. And come back safe.
Wait right here.
All right, he goes back into his quarters and begins the void ritual.
We're gonna wait for these reavers.
I start rolling that mushroom mushroom ghost weed.
Is anybody going in there?
With Shinna?
No. Oh, is she not going in?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. As you enter, the other shadow dips come one after another. They begin aligning themselves. In just a parallel lines around the center of the vitalization chamber that Oldshade creates. He mimics the pattern of that was described to you by Urshade. In the center of the room is a circular vessel where the water is poured into. Eventually, as the light dims down and the reflections fade, and the adepts continue to channel their energy, you hear there's a call noise.
Oh, that shit again?
Yeah.
Look around. What the fuck? That's some shit.
You're asked to come forward.
Bring that sweet orchestra booty hole.
As you're looking down into the vessel, you see yourself, and you see a bird on your shoulder. There is a stry there, except it has an eyeball.
It's an eyeball.
It's a stry with an eyeball.
Stry with a sty.
I pooped.
Then it goes call.
Yeah.
Of your inner voice begins speaking to you, asking you to give your soul to the void. Once you're ready to empty yourself into the shadows, it says, move your hand over the reflection until it fades.
Into the darkness. Okay. Yeah. Wave my hand over the reflection.
Few waves of your hand as you stare directly into this reflection with this conspicuous bird on your shoulder that you do not feel. You feel as though the water gets softer and softer until there's no reflection in it any longer. And that room is empty. And it's just you with the bird on your shoulder. And you see the void insignia. And then you wake up. What? You received Shadow Covenant. You got Shadow Phase technique. Level 1.
You also have pain in your lower area. Do you tell anyone?
No.
I use an energy technique, and I make that pain turn into pleasure.
That's pretty good.
But do you tell anyone?
Of course I do.
They're like, well, I mean, that's cool, but that's not part of it.
So you're okay with it?
You just stress it. You just stress it now.
I get up, I fix my pants, I'm like, look around, like, inconspicuous, I'm like...
Nothing.
Don't say a word about this to fucking anybody, okay? Now get the fuck out of here.
All of you have stubbed your toe at least twice in your lives. I know it.
You know the ritual now to contact the void. If you wish to make offerings, you need only make a recess with which you may fill to make your offering upon. The void will respond in tow, says Olshade. Welcome to the ranks of the Shadow Adepts.
I nod. Thank him. Hell Shadow Adept.
So what if they throw rice? So it's Shadow Adept celebrations like this, they should throw. What do they throw?
They throw nothing because it's
They
void.
throw peppercorns.
They throw jazz hands at you.
They throw knuckles of garlic.
Okay, we must now continue with the rest of this ceremony. The Shadow Reavers are prepared. You may retrieve them at your own discretion. Anything you recover from the void is yours to claim. Free of cost. On your first journey there as a Shadow Adept.
Say again?
Basically, anything you recover from the void is free from the void god for the first time you do it as a covenant member. Anytime after that, it's gonna cost.
Hey
Wow.
Josh,
Anything.
Hero.
would I be able to put that transmute dimensional spell in a seal?
Yeah, in principle you can, but you'd need a really, really powerful applied seal to put a dimensional spell in there.
Okay, just curious.
But yeah, that's exactly what applied seals are for. They're just consumable spells that you just use with interact actions.
Nice.
Okie dokie. Olshade emerges from the chambers some hour later, and he holds all three Shadow Reavers. The Adepts follow him and look over the rotunda as they gather around the circular area, and he tosses them down. They soon disappear out of view. He turns to Shin Na and the others and nods. It is done.
Thank
The
you.
Shadow Reaver will find you in the void if it believes you are worthy.
I ain't ominous as shit.
It sounds like it's gonna find me worthy, but
Okie dokie. Mission accomplished.
Yay.
Can I approach?
I got the wrong rock star.
And what was his name? The Shadow Adept that was just talking.
Olshade? Yeah.
Allshade. Hell, brother.
Shadow.
Do you know of a lost clan member that would share him energy signature of the that person that I found?
Oh, yeah. He looks puzzled at first. This one I do not recognize. When you mentioned the Lost Clans, my immediate thoughts were to Redshade. But he is not who you speak of, is it?
I'm not familiar with these. However, the only reason I know is because I too am a
you've met
Canadian.
Redshade before. Yeah, he was down in the chamber training with you.
Okay.
He confronted you as a Cambion. You remember that guy?
Oh yeah, that's right. But he's not one himself anymore.
No.
No, this one still was a Cambion. Yeah, claims to be they're put there on mission by Jinshay.
A lie. Only shadow adepts are allowed here. And we do not accept cambions. So there's a deceiver among the group, is what you mean to say.
Not sure. I don't think it's anyone there, but his shadow phased away. He looked like a clans member. However, he was in a room with this altar.
It is most peculiar to flee from the clan if they were among ours. This altar you mentioned, show it to me.
Okay, I go show it to him.
Boom, 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 boom. Does anybody go with him?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
I'll follow.
Okie dokie. Nightshade also comes with. You all go into the altar that the chamber with the altar in it. Oh, I see. How long has this been here? He says, looking at Nightshade. No one's been made aware of it. He says. How did you happen upon it? Says Olshade to Shinna.
My pet beaver slipped out of my pocket and he crawled in a crack and I chased him in and found him.
Yeah.
Well, my time on Magi / Wars, I did learn a couple spells. One of them just lets me search for a life force, and when I came in here naturally suspicious of everything. I detected his life force through the wall. Then, with the training here, I attempted to make a doorway.
It is risky business indeed to stay secluded within the void, let alone in a single room. And yet this room has retained its presence here for some time, it seems. It requires no interference from us to create. For whatever reason, the void retains this room with permanence. Most peculiar. I'll question the workshop members to see if they have noticed the presence of this individual. You've done good work. Please, steel yourself for your journey, should you wish to retrieve the Shadow Reaver.
Oh, you get a little head pat.
Yay!
Yay.
So that makes me what? Void Covenant member level 5 now?
No.
It means you get discount donuts at Sally's Donut Emporium.
Yeah, take that.
You move to the outside, relay the message to Jen Shade.
Captain, shall we move on to?
Let's see. Let's. I don't know. What is there? Where are we now? We're at the workshop, and you talked to
In the
this guy.
sanctuary, yeah. The objective hasn't changed. You still need to get to Jen Shade to see if he knows where to find Stringer. He's still your best lead.
Gen Shade. So yeah, let's keep on our search for Gen Shade, and if we happen to cross our weapons, we'll get there.
Gen Shade is not in the tower, right?
No, he's still at the village as far
Yeah.
as Old Shade's mentioned.
He's the village outside of the tower or inside the tower?
It's outside, dude. You've been to that village. What are you talking about?
Okay, no, I just thought there was, because there's a little type of village on the inside too, right?
Yeah, that's the sanctuary, right?
Sanctuary. Okay, yeah. I was just talking, getting
Okay.
mixed up. Okay, so yeah, let's leave the tower if we can.
As you're leaving, you notice Olshade pull out his reaver and begins to place it inside the altar and channel into it. He
Whoa, what's he
continues
doing?
continues a telepathic synchronization with Shana.
Hmm.
I see a wielder of the shadows like ourselves. It seems to be a vision granted to me by grace of the Void God. But its understanding is lost to me. Okie dokie. What now?
I need to switch my headphones because they're hurting my ears. Oh no. Can you guys hear me? Hold on, guys. I can't hear anything going on right now. Shoot. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Can you guys hear me all right now? Okay, can is it like over loud, super loud or something, or? Oh, okay, cool. Sorry, I had microphone problems. I do not. I couldn't hear it.
And Shinnah got another clue about the purpose of the altar.
Oh, okay. What was that purpose, Shinnah? Or did I hear the purpose?
No, I didn't tell you guys about it.
Okay.
I don't really understand what it means. Yes.
I'll stick blind then.
Boom, 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 boom.
It'll be in character too. So we're heading out of the tower right now.
Yeah, you're standing outside the tower right now. We're out. It's up to you guys where you want to go.
Alright, so let's go fly towards the city, or did you guys want to catch up with Hoth or anything for any reason?
Oh, we should probably collect up Hoth before we finish, but we should probably talk to Genshade before we go to the city center, I think. Because I think that's the last thing.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Plus, we want to know about that boy. What happened to his father?
And there was any extra puzzles that you wanted to do for playtesting? Was there, Josh?
There's like 3, but we don't really need to do them.
We can do them.
Okay. Well, let's do a puzzle.
Okay, so that means we're gonna jump into the void, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't necessarily have to. We could just play the puzzle by itself.
No, I don't mind because it gives us a chance to
Find the sword.
maybe collect up these Reaver things or
Okie dokie. Rewind
get
technique.
lost forever.
You're still in the void. You didn't leave yet.
Load save.
You guys begin walking backwards into the void. You walk backwards past Dire Shade, and you speak all your words backwards until you begin walking down the steps to the lower floors.
Can you hear me, guys?
Okie dokie. Un momento.
Michael Jackson, you can moonwalk, but can you moonwalk for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Prove it.
I don't know how.
Well, you can't because you're dead. Sorry.
Fuck.
Live stream it, bro.
It didn't happen. You can dead stream it. Okay.
Grieve cam. Oh god.
Undead stream.
Moving down the first floor, you notice yet again the circling insignia up above, overhead on the the rotunda's what do you call it, banisters. Follows your movements yet again. The light is again 24 lights above you. Going down the first floor though, you begin to hear a rolling, ringing noise in the distance on the opposite end of the rotunda.
A whistling sound?
It's a rolling, ringing noise.
Are you sure it doesn't go ring-a-ding-ding?
It does do that, but only in Spanglish.
It's regular? Seems
Yeah.
regular?
This is correct.
Like 1, 2, 1, 2, but however.
It is a continuously drawn out ringing noise that cycles in its tone.
Dios Ringo.
Wavelength and wave. Whatever. Height. A regular wavelength and a regular wave height.
You mean amplitude? Yeah.
Okay. Amplitude, what's the other? Amplitude and what? Frequency?
Yeah, frequency, yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess we came from one direction. We only have one direction to go, right? Which is towards
Yeah. So, I mean, you can continue to go down or you can investigate the noise, yeah.
Oh.
Where's the ringing coming from?
Across the rotunda on the same level.
You guys want to check out the ring-a-ding?
Because we don't necessarily have a place to go, right? Because we were just going to go down and look for our weapons, but we don't know where they're at, right?
Literally what it means to, find something that's lost in the void. You just
Maybe-
go down and down and down. Or up and up and up.
So there's no reason to not just check shit out, I guess.
Maybe the weapons are doing the ring-a-ding-ding.
Ring, ring, ring.
We probably should have asked somebody, hey, is there a... Well, I guess they did say that the weapon will call out to you if you're worthy. Or whatever, or it'll find you.
We can call it the ring-dinger.
So, yeah, I mean...
Alright.
We could also keep going down, because I guess there could be that other blade that was 100 floors down. Man, I hope we don't have to go 100 floors down, because that would be really terrible.
Ha 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 ha.
Lazy ass orchestra.
No, I don't think you understand what it means to get out. You don't just get to walk out 100 floors.
Yeah, huh?
Well, let's go check out the ring-a-ding. Let's go.
You'd be incredibly lucky if you just got to walk out 100 floors.
Setting foot onto another strangely formed chamber, sparks of a bright blue light slowly begin to follow along a crease in the floor. This crease conspicuously extends to the entire circumference of the circular room and adjusts its speed at seemingly random times, sometimes slowing down, sometimes speeding up greatly. You quickly notice, however, that there are actually two creases that are parallel within the pattern, and that the light is encircling only the first. Eventually, the light trail ends where it began, at your feet. As slowly as you begin to calm yourselves, as you're having nervously awaited, something else happens. The other crease lights up as well and follows the same pattern, but again at differing speeds. However, what stands out most is that halfway through the second round, the entire rotunda lights up for about a second before returning to its darkened state. It is here that you are able to see images of coins etched into the tiles of the floors. Once it had all completed, you feel a slight monosignature of your own resonate from a couple of notches at the site of the light's endpoint.
I'll use my light elementalism to kind of leave a fire halo around us.
Okay.
To keep the light lit up.
Alright, you've got light brights.
So there's notches, so they're not like holes, not like slots.
This is correct.
Indents.
Are they coin-sized slots?
No.
No, they're just notches, like indents.
Okay.
Not like you put something in there.
And the coins are just chilling where?
There's no coins to be seen, however, there were images of coins etched into floor tiles along the room. You begin to see them more clearly with your lights around you.
What do they look like? What are we looking at? Examine the coins.
They
They look like coins from the Adept, just like the other ones you have, except these are obviously just images of the indentation of stone.
So they resemble the ancient coins that we already do have.
Yeah.
And light makes that show up. Okay.
Maybe we toss a coin to see if it lights up again.
Monosignature was emitted from both of the notches that lie at the entrance of this room at your feet.
That's interesting. Somebody's trapped in there.
It was your own monosignature.
Oh, that's what I thought he said.
Does the light keep moving in the same pattern?
No. The light moved around the track at differing speeds. Talking about, did both cycles have the same pattern?
Yes.
No.
Are both tracks moving at the same speed or both different speeds? Or I should say, moving in
like I
parallel with
said,
each other.
sorry, what?
I mean, were they moving in parallel with each other?
No, one of them moved all the way around, then it stopped. The other one started, moved all the way around, then it stopped.
Okay.
Huh.
Sophie, maybe it's have to move both lights at the same time in like the pattern of the void or something. Like spitball with the captain and Alta.
With like spiritual telekinesis or telekinesis. I mean,
Maybe. I did.
I don't have a very good visual, I don't think, of what's going on.
The circular room, there's tracks along the circumference of the circular room, 2 parallel thingies. And
So
lights
there's an
ran
inner
along.
and an outer circumference
Yeah.
for the tracks?
Yeah.
Okay. An inner track and an outer track?
Yep.
Okay. And they're perfect, they're circles that connect to each other?
That's correct.
Okay.
A light was running along the track of the inner one, I guess, and then another light along the second one, after the first one completed its track. About, let's see, about halfway through the second track, the entire rotunda of the tower lit up at once in all the rooms. Then it went out about a second later.
As it completed its circuit.
No. It was not a second later that the circuit was completed. There was still halfway of the circuit left to traverse as the light went out.
Oh, okay.
okay.
So it could be a type of timer.
Should we channel into it?
A large and a small.
Which one do you want to channel into?
I'll say somebody channels in the other one, and I'll channel into this one. Like one on the left, one on the right, I guess.
I guess we have an inner and an outer, right?
Yeah. Or yeah, inner and outer. Sorry. You want to
Okay.
do that?
Yeah, which one are you doing?
I'll do the inner one, I guess.
Okay, I'll channel into the outer one.
Okie dokie. Both lights of both tracks start up exactly where you channel into them. They both
we
move
want
along
to
the
do
track at different speeds. Eventually, they cross each other, although they're not neither of them are equally across their track. One of them is less than halfway across its track, and the other one is more than 50% across its track as they cross. Eventually, they both reach the end of their tracks and then go out.
Okay, so maybe we want them to collide?
We want them to collide in the middle.
They're parallel, they can't collide.
Oh, I thought you said they crossed their tracks.
Nope, they're parallel.
Well, then maybe we want them to finish their track at the same time.
They both finish their track at the same time.
Oh, they do? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, then the outer track is definitely traveling faster than the inner track.
So I'll light it first, and then you light it second.
Like, I guess we do it like it did it, where the outer goes first, and then
Outer first.
I don't know how long to wait before we start the second one. I guess a second. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll do what I think is half a second, I guess.
Okay, so yeah, what are you gonna do? I don't know what that means.
I guess we're gonna channel the outer track, and then half a second later, Saudi's gonna channel into the inner track, and we're gonna keep extending that time until maybe something changes.
Okay, so
By half a second.
you begin channeling the tracks. The what do you call it? The first one lights up. The second one lights up. Eventually, they cross or whatever. Not really cross, but just overlap. And the first one ends, and then a second later, the second one ends, and nothing happens.
The first one ends, and a second later, the second one ends.
Yeah.
So the first one always ends first, so far?
No. Before you did it this way, they both ended exactly the same time.
Okay. So, if they start at the same time, they finish at the same time. The first one started first, it ended first. Okay. Let's try the inner first, and the outer second? I don't even know why I would even try that.
Okay. Both of them light up at the same time. They overlap at different sections once again. The lights once more move at different, adjusting, seemingly random speeds, and cross, and overlap, and then end simultaneously once again.
Are you
They finish
have any
they finish
ideas?
at the same time?
Should know.
Yeah, as far as I was aware, you guys channeled them at the same time, so they both ended at the same time. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I thought I said that this time I wanted the inner track to start first and the large track to start a half a second later.
Okay. So the first one, the inner one, ended first, and half a second later, the outer one ended as well.
Okay. So if they start at the same time, they end at the same time. If you start different, they start different. So
Have any theories? Should know.
do we just have it a second apart?
You also have the option of starting it at the end or the beginning of the track.
Oh.
We start one, and I mean, right as it's about to end, start the other one.
Which is which? And are you starting it at the beginning of the track or the end of the track?
Start the inner one at the beginning, and right as it's at the end, we'll start the outer at the beginning.
Okay. So the first one goes around. Just as the first one goes around, the second one begins. Halfway through the second one, just as before, the entire rotunda lights up. A second later, it darkens, and then the track ends.
Got something there that time. Good one.
I have another idea.
Did it?
Um,
I'm sorry, real quick. Did he right there? Did he start where the last one ended?
He started both of them at the beginning of their tracks.
Okay. Before you lose it, Shin, I'll go ahead and say.
Alright, this time I want to try the inner one, starting it at the beginning of the track, and at the same time, start the outer one at the back of the track.
Okay. The first one goes around, the second one follows at the exact same time at the end. They both overlap at some point in an uneven position, and then they both reach the end of their tracks.
So what I want to do is how Shinna did it, but instead of having them both start at the end, have the first one start at the beginning of the track, and then where that one ends, start the second one. I guess that would be the outer one.
I think that's exactly what he just did. Or did he do them at the same time just now?
No, yeah, he did them at the same time.
Okay, so the same thing happens. The first one ends. As the next one begins at the end of its track, it goes counterclockwise this time to go to the beginning of its track and ends. Halfway through the second track again once more, the lights around the entire rotunda brighten, and then a second later they shut off.
Do we notice anything familiar or anything out of the ordinary when it lights up?
You can see the coins, but that's it.
Do the coins look like they're in a pattern?
No.
And do we know how many there are?
No.
Just how we did the second before. I want to start them that same way, but as soon as they're about to end, channel into it again, and repeat that like one more time after that to see if it can keep it going.
Okay. As the two are you simultaneously lighting them or no?
I'm lighting them exactly how we did the last time.
Okay, so that was one of them on the front and one of them on the back, but that was one after another, not simultaneously. So what do you mean by then by starting them again?
As soon as they about to hit the end of the track, start them again.
Okay. Same exact thing happens twice in a row.
So we got 2 flashes of light instead of it just staying on.
No, there was not 2 flashes of light. It was one circuit completed. Halfway through the second part of that first circuit, the lights went up, disappeared for a second. Both tracks ended, and then the second cycle began. Same thing happened.
So we can't keep it going and keep the light on.
What does everybody think the solution is right now?
I think it's gotta slow the movement down. Maybe that correlate with keeping the flash on longer.
That's not what I meant. Like, how do you think you win?
Keeping the movement going, and I don't know.
Okay.
Starting the lights at different times.
No, the way you win is by making the track and when the light comes on.
Oh, okay. I got you now.
Okay, so I'll need to change the description to make that clear.
I don't get it.
Yeah, the light needs to come on as soon as the cycles end.
So when the little light balls that travel along the tracks end, the big rotunda light the rotunda light needs to come on.
That's right.
Oh.
Okay. But we gotta release those light balls at some kind of interval to make that happen.
This is correct.
So it is down to the release time of the little light balls.
This is correct.
So probably on the bigger track, we'll have to release that one first and release the inner track at a later time.
I don't understand. They get released at the same time and they finish at the same time. That means the outer one has to be traveling faster than the inner one.
Mm-hmm.
If Newtonian physics apply, anyway. They could or could not.
Remember, the speeds of the lights change as it's completing its circuit, and it's randomized every time.
Okay, so it's just a matter of they start at the same time, they'll finish at the same time. They start at different intervals, they'll finish at that different interval. At least that's what we've seen so far.
Yeah.
But
So we just need to change the interval one way or another. We just don't know whether it's outer first or inner first, and then we don't know what the interval is. So we need to know which one's first and what the interval is.
and then the factor of where does the factor of starting at this finish line or the beginning of the circuit? Where does that come in?
Are you asking me or your team?
The team.
That's part of the solution to the interval. It'll be whatever the interval is, and whichever one starts first. So if it's like you got to start the outer one, and then halfway through its cycle, start the inner one.
But like in the beginning of the because there's a thing where Josh is saying we have to do it at the end of the track, so to speak, or the beginning of the track.
Yeah, you can start the lights at anywhere along the track. The beginning, the end, the middle, center, 10% start, 10% over.
Okay.
I don't know if any of that necessarily matters. I think they just need to be a ratio of one another. I assume it's like an orbit, like a circumference ratio thing. Maybe it's just one circumference minus the other circumference.
Maybe.
Or maybe that's just too much stuff. And it's just, it's a beautiful 2-to-1 ratio. Because orbits.
Yeah, I think it just sticks to ratios. I don't know if it goes that deep into.
Which means if that goes around twice for one, what the thing changes, he said, just so that it ends and starts at the same interval. At least that's what we've seen. Well, let's just start the outer one and then start the inner one 1 second later. And we're going to brute force it by half a second intervals up to 3 seconds.
All right. So what's the method you're brute forcing with?
Outer track starts first, then inner track starts second at an interval of 1 second, and then we're gonna try it again at a second and a half, 2 seconds, 2.5, and then 3 seconds.
Okay. The lights light up at different speeds, and follow along the track at different speeds. As the first one ends at a different interval, according to your disparity, the light comes up at a different time in the second track, and then disappears a second later.
So it comes up at a random time during that. So like,
Yeah, that's correct.
so
Remember,
I run the same thing 5 times and it shows up in a different place.
Yeah, as you change the speeds at which you're beginning the lights come up on the second cycle. I'm sorry, the second track at a different place. Yeah.
And then when the interval's extended, it's on yet a different place.
Mhm.
But if I go back to the same interval, does it go back to the same one it was on when I last tested it at that interval?
Negative.
I'll be right back, guys. This rock star isn't doing it for me.
Alright, so if I test the interval of a second and a half 4 times in a row, I'm going to get different results.
This is correct.
Okay. What else do we have to manipulate? We have this one, that one, when we release it, and where we release it. I haven't played around with where.
Okay, so
Have we tried the? No. Have we
Uh,
tried the foil method?
what's
First,
the foil
outer,
method?
inner, last. There you go.
This.
Problem solved.
So there's a beginning and an end. You can light up either one, but you guys have not tried lighting both ends at the same time.
Oh, starting with the ends at the same time?
Oh, you can light up the beginning or the end, but you can light up both. But there's no rule precluding that.
And we've tried both from the start. We tried both at different so we haven't tried starting both from the end yet.
I
Right,
think
let's
you
try
have.
it.
I'm just saying on the same track, you can light both ends at the same time.
Oh. So you don't have to use the other track at all.
I can't answer that.
So maybe we should just do the outer track.
So that it then it would collide with itself, I guess, or pass through itself.
That's correct.
All right, let's see what happens. Large track, start end, go.
Okay.
Hadron, go.
The lights meet each other and and cancel out at a random place within the tracks.
Wow.
Okay.
Is there a baby nearby?
No.
Is there anything significant about that spot?
No.
Oh.
Sorry, is there a puppy?
No.
Nothing canceled out. So I guess we still want to start one from the end and start one from the start, but at an interval. So that, I guess, send one when it's half, start the second one when the first one is halfway over.
Okay. Start the in what by lighting what
So the one that's at the start goes,
on one end.
the start end.
Okay.
So the one at the, so we're talking about the outer track.
Okay.
We're sending a light from the start end, and it's going. And when it gets halfway to the end, we're gonna start the other end of the outer ring from the end of that track
Mm-hmm.
in the other direction
Okay.
towards the start, I guess.
All right. As the first light gets about halfway through, you start the second light at its end, and a few seconds before the end of the second track, the lights come on, and then goes out a second later.
Dang blasted.
Okay, so how that would have worked is those would have met. That would have met 3/4 across, or a quarter of the length across.
You remember, they move at different speeds, random speeds.
Oh.
So it's not predictable in that way.
Lights come on randomly too, right?
No. The light comes on at the same time every time.
Yeah, I don't know what's triggering it.
Yeah, it's stumping me pretty badly. Maybe
Can we light both ends on both tracks at the same time?
Okay. Both overlap at a random spot, and then end at the exact same time.
Wait, so you can have one start at the start and the end of the outer ring, and you can have it start at the start and end of the inner ring, and have all 4 of those things go at the same time?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you could do that. I thought you could only use 2 sources of light.
No, yeah, you can
And that's what we just did, right?
you can light both ends of any track.
Okay, and then that's what Shinna just did, right?
Right. He did all 4 at the same time.
Start to end, end to start. Uh,
Let's start. Start the end of the inner and the beginning of the outer at the same time. Then 1 second later, do the opposite.
Okay, so light both tracks, and then a second later light another track.
No. So light the back, the inner, and the front of the outer at the same time. Then wait 1 second. Then light the front of the inner, then the back of the outer.
Okay.
All right.
Both lights collide at a random time, seemingly, and a few seconds before the end, the rotunda lights come up once more and then go out a second later. So is everybody on the same page with how many result types you've gotten so far?
no, because I have no idea what's triggering the lights.
So you've only gotten 3 types of results so far. No lights come up. A light comes up halfway through the second light when you do one after another, and when the light comes on at a seemingly random time when you light both ends of one of the tracks. You actually got pretty close. I don't want to fuck it up, but the big clue is when you lit both tracks from both ends at the same time, they still ended at the exact same time.
So should we keep it going?
It's not an option.
No, not an option. Okay.
I don't even know what we're trying, or I don't even know what we're trying to get him to do.
We're trying to get the light to come on as the both tracks end.
And the light always comes on after.
The light, no, that's never happened once. The light comes on sometimes before both tracks end.
So, let's test lighting both ends of both tracks at the same time. Retest that.
Once again, they both overlap at some random point and then both end at the same time.
Okay.
Does it overlap? Does it light up the rotunda?
No.
No.
That just means the lights happen across each other or whatever.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So that didn't light anything up.
No. When you light all 4 of them at the same time, nothing lights up in the rotunda.
How about we... Never mind. Two from the beginning and 1 at the end?
2 at the beginning and 1 at the end?
Yeah. Like
Which one?
1 on top, 1 on the bottom, and then 1 at the top end.
Okay.
At the same time.
Okay. Same thing happens a few seconds before both cycles end. The lights light up in the rotunda, and then go out a second later before the track ends.
Huh. Let's try at the same time front and back end of the inner, and at the same time with that, just the back end of the outer. That might.
Um, okay. Both ends light up. As the second one ends, the first one ends, the second one lights up, and just as it's about to end, the rotunda lights up, and everything retains its light as the cycle ends. And the coins begin to consolidate.
Does that mean it work?
Yes.
Yay!
Hooray!
Great
Legend.
success.
My personality was about to split there for a second with a determination.
Legendary.
Keep looking out. Woohoo.
Okay, so it needs to be made clear that you can light both ends from the start, and that to win, you have to make the lights come up at the end.
And that you can light both tracks from both ends at the same time.
Yeah.
Basically, that you have four options.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the solve was if you light both ends of both tracks at the same time, or both ends at the same time, that makes the lights in sync. However, you light
These are like
all four at the same time, the light doesn't actually come on.
All right, now the solution was you need to get the light to come up after 1.5 cycles have transpired.
Oh, wait.
So because you lit both ends of one of them, that's only half the time. And because the second one lit as the first one ended, that was 1.5.
Okay.
So I was going somewhere whenever I had those only lighting up those three, right? And I was like one step behind.
Not sure.
I think, I don't know.
Wait, solve that riddle.
Great success.
Band.
Nice.
You receive 100 coins.
We have 350 now?
No.
Seems like a lot.
Definitely don't have that many.
Because we got 150 from the Saint, now 100 from this.
We got 100.
We gave
What?
we gave 100 or 99 to the boy.
Right now, I have, not counting what we just got, that we should have 83 each. What is 83 times 3?
249.
That's right. That's 250 total. And the captain gets 1. Because he gets that 1 extra for reasons.
Aha!
And that's after we've spent that 99. Right?
Yes.
So yeah, we should all be sitting at 83, but we just got 100. So that's another plus 33. And the captain gets 34, because he's the captain.
Great success.
83 plus what?
100, 116 now is what we should each have.
And I should have 117.
No, you should have 118.
Oh yeah, from the last one. What's the total again? 3.
Total of what?
The total coins.
Oh, 118 plus 116 times 2. I don't know.
330.
350.
350.
Tree fitty.
My calculator.
Okay.
Go. Alright.
Oh, I guess we are one off. So yeah, I guess you should be at 317. Because we should be one down because we had... Oh, no, never mind. Because we spent the 99 in total. That's why we don't have an odd number. That's why we have a nice round number.
Oh no.
So I did have the 117,
118.
118.
Yeah. That's the 150, the 100 from now, and the 100 from our second clue when Shinna got pinched at the party, at the birthday party.
You shouldn't have done that.
So yeah, 350 is what we should have,
350.
or 116, whatever.
We have about 350.
Alright. Okay.
Tree fitty. Forgot. Sentinel tree fitty. These remind me of the Merlin's trials from the Hogwarts game.
Oh boy, don't tell me.
The little mini games where you have to do things like this.
Figures.
Do you do anything with gumdrops? Like, is there a gumdrop eating contest?
I wish that would be
No.
awesome.
Alright, so...
Alright,
we're off to...
as you collect the last coin, the entry points to each of the rooms with an entry point leading back to the rotunda disappears and closes as new doors open, connecting all adjacent chambers.
Of course they do. They're like, oh, you won something from me, huh, laddies? How about you give me a chance to win it back? You can't just leave the guy hanging now, can you?
What? He sounds like he's from Liverpool.
Aye.
It is then that you hear a call, Mr. Shinon.
What direction was that from?
It came from the left,
The
but
red.
it echoes shortly. Also reaches you from the right.
The right.
Holy
All right. Let's go
As
left.
Yeah, go ahead.
Take a left at the right.
Okay. As you continue, you notice the lights have retained their fervor, and based on the descriptions of some of your adept colleagues, this is basically a misleading sign, as they believe this means the presence of a powerful voidling is on the same floor as you. And unless you wish to challenge it, you should leave.
So guys, do you think we could take on a void thing?
Well, I don't think that's part of what we're doing here. We're looking for some blades.
Okay. Yeah.
Unless we want to take it, I mean, I don't know.
Is that a loot?
Is it 1? Is it 20?
It is homunculi, and you cannot sense it.
Hmm.
But you only see one call. You only got one call.
I mean, well, I guess what we're doing down here is we're testing, we're testing riddles, but what we're doing down here is looking for our weapon, right?
Let's go. Yeah, let's go towards the car.
Oh god. Oh goodness.
Yeah, let's do it.
The call grows stronger in your mind as you continue down. And before long, You reach a set of stairs that moves into a larger chamber, mirroring that of the size of the training chamber you've seen before in your on floor 100. At its center, you see a humanoid voidling. However, this one is strange in that it is unshapely and asymmetrical,
Oh god.
and only vaguely resembles a human in its movements.
Oh god.
Unsteady shadows seem to fluctuate around it, much like their aura that you're casting right now.
Oh god.
It seems to turn towards you with its humanoid-like face, but does not move from the center of the room. What is your arcane lore?
Ulta has a 0.
A 3.
A 0.
3.
Big fat goose egg.
Give me intelligence check.
Everyone?
No, just Shinno.
He's like, nah. Good shit, nah.
Will this be arcane?
No.
Do I get bonuses?
15.
Oh
15
snap.
total. You recognize the silhouette of this creature as the one that's shown to you by Allshade.
Wait, which one was that?
The Vengeful? Or the...
No, it's not a familiar.
Oh.
This was
This is the image shown to you when he put his reaver into the altar.
Oh.
Something Screeper Repo.
okay.
You recognize it now as a void shade, as a powerful voidling.
Oh god.
Among the most powerful seen within the void.
Think
Void Shade. Fuck.
Think she know thinks.
Okay,
We're in
player
for a
go
hell.
first.
So we're in battle now?
You guys are gonna come get you if you don't do nothing. You could retreat. It has not moved from the center of the room.
Do you guys want to retreat?
Hey kid, we're just passing through, alright? We're just, What if we tell it we're just passing through?
I don't know.
What if we, handed a cigar, a salami, a brick of cheese, like at least a 5-pounder,
It
and,
only accepts Josh O'Dollars.
What if I create a visage just for it to eat?
Well, then they'd be like, whatever, dude.
well, I actually own the National Bank of Josh O'Dollars.
That's not
I
true.
operate it, own it.
It's not true.
It is. People think Joshua still owns his own dollar, but he doesn't.
Can I take out a loan for those Joshua dollars there?
No.
Yeah, how many you want?
However many it is.
What do you got to trade for it?
I've got a old shoe.
How about 10 levels?
Okay, I could do that.
Alright.
Alright.
You pay the level tax?
Yeah.
300%.
No.
Oh god.
You lose 50 levels.
That's not fair.
That's what you get for joining a union.
Yes, unions.
Okay, so there's this void shade. Void shade?
I
It is
say
a void shade.
I say we attempt a retreat, gentlemen. We did not come to fight this void shade. I don't think any good would come of it.
Bink bonk, bink bonk.
Like sidestep it?
Bink bonk, bink bonk.
He's not aggro, so I think we're good.
He says coffee.
Unless there's something is... Can you sense anything ahead of him that he could be blocking.
Do you have a decoder ring?
I have a little Orphan Annie elemental wind decoder breeze.
That's not good enough.
No, no, I don't.
Oh. So
Mine just says be sure to drink.
I open a mental communication to both of them,
oh
and
god.
I tell so before we came down here, all shades channeled into that altar, and this is the image he shared with me. At the time, I thought it was just random stuff. This is what he was shown to me.
So do you,
Coincidence, maybe?
What do we do with it? How do we get what? How do we beat it or what? How do we get it?
can
Um,
you attempt to use your wind magic? Do you really say no to that, Josh?
Say no to what?
Also using his wind magic around the guy to see if there's something he's blocking or if there's like a crevice or anything.
The room is a semicircle that's been sectioned off, basically. It's otherwise just the layout is just a mound. There's no immense features anywhere or hidden anything like that, air pockets or anything like that. No.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is a dead end, basically.
Yeah.
It's a cul-de-sac.
So, you wanted to attempt to speak to it, or you wanted to? I think we should leave, but if it's a coincidence.
Yeah, man, you're doing your thing. This is a dead end. You're doing your own whatever. It could be garden made, big badass loot.
That's true too, and then the image does. So I guess Shana, do your thing. Whatever you're gonna do next.
well, it's a void ring. You can't communicate with it.
You can't.
It's up to you, Captain.
Well, you're part of the void
Can I do it?
cult now, so you can.
He hasn't made the covenant yet, right?
No, he has. Or no.
Yeah, he's a void member. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
He has made the full-on covenant.
He's a void guy.
Okay.
He's
That's
got
why
a
he has the call. That's why he's getting called.
What are you getting called?
call.
Yeah, you're getting called, dude.
Called.
I'm just special, okay?
Yeah, I think we should avoid it.
I think we should avoid it, but for now, I don't know.
What do you say there, Shinai?
What does my arcane lore tell me on its power and
He's
abilities?
among the more powerful voidlings ever faced or recorded.
Jesus Christ.
Much like the higher level Death Knight, it is a holder of keys to this particular god.
Holder of keys, eh? Yeah, this sounds like a save
It's a
for
metaphor,
later.
but yeah.
So it's pretty badass. It's like looking down a blue or purple Death Knight or something, probably, or maybe higher.
It goes
Yeah,
I
I think
would
we
say
should.
it's probably as powerful as. You said fight it?
No, I think we should avoid it because if it's one of the most powerful void creatures, and we've already fought void creatures with endurance 8.
yeah, but whatever, you know.
I would
Yeah,
assume that this thing probably has something like that, as well as power, something like that.
Yeah, but whatever.
but with speed
Also
like
abilities,
that, speed.
especially if it's a gatekeeper or keymaster.
Masturbator.
You know it's got good loot though.
I'm all right. I don't get it, but What do you say, Captain? You're the boss. You're the boss with the moss.
I'm cool with trying to retreat. I'm also cool with Shinna attempting a 1v1, but I think we'd be alright. I think we should continue.
Alright.
So that's your call if you want to do a 1v1 or if you want to.
1v1.
We want to see him do a 1v1? Do you think you could? I don't know. Could you do it? Well, I don't know. We don't know anything about it.
He almost beat the Red Death Knight 1v1.
Yeah, he did.
I did beat the Death Knight 1v1 multiple times.
I think he cheated on all those times.
Well,
Well,
you talking aging
say
thing,
cheat,
right? Yeah.
I say strategy.
so we're moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go?
Well, this is a dead end, so I guess we want to go. I don't know, back, and I don't know. Maybe should we
All
go
the
up?
entrances to the tower, rotunda and stairs disappeared.
Right. So we're just wandering anywhere.
It's basically just a circularly connected room now. But you can use Shadowstone if you want to try to unlock those closed doors.
Wait, there's some doors.
Try to pick one.
They're not real doors. The doorways were
So-
closed with stone.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I pick that one right there, and I'm gonna try to Shadowstone a passageway.
It offers resistance and does not give immediately. What power are you channeling?
I'm gonna do 3.
Okie dokie. It offers resistance.
I'm gonna give up. Try another one.
Okay. Does anybody else want to do anything else?
I will be doing. How many are there?
Doors?
Yeah.
There's a
Doorways.
bunch of rooms on the floor. They all had entryways.
I'll do the ones underneath him.
I guess what we're trying to say is we're gonna brute force every door at
Okay,
power
go.
3 and see what happens.
Moments later, the door that Ulta's next to unfolds, and you're able to push away the stone, revealing the rotunda once more. And as soon as he opens it, all of the lights go out.
So we found the way out
This is correct.
already.
This is correct.
Wow.
Very nice.
That's hilarious.
And we avoided a fight because we're bitches.
Very nice.
Well, I mean, we don't have to go in it. I mean, at least now we know we can just maybe, hopefully, brute force our way back to this point. But maybe not. I don't know. But that seems like a waste to just not continue to look or whatever.
So yeah.
So
You want
I
to
guess we need to try to open another door with more power, I guess.
Yeah, I can go up to a 4 at full power.
You want to open up more doors for what?
I guess we're trying to find more puzzles and
Oh, okay, yeah. No, you just go downstairs. That's fine. Because, yeah,
And
you
wander.
open back to the rotunda. So, no, you're clear. You can traverse as normal now.
without worrying about getting lost in the void.
I can't answer that.
Oh yeah. Right, we can move up, down, left, right. You mean
Yes.
different doors? Oh, okay.
Oh.
You descend to the next floor.
Looking for stuff.
And as you descend to this floor, you sense a series of spiritual energy signatures, as well as the sound of many footsteps a few floors below you.
Hello? Little spiritual or a little mental communication. Hello?
You receive no messages. The speed is underwhelming. It seems like ordinary orchestras trying to haphazardly increase their speed with rudimentary skills as they traverse the void.
Are you lost?
You receive no response. Based on the franticness of their movement, it's possible that these individuals do not hear your mental telepathies.
Oh, like they don't have the skills?
They either don't have the skills at all, or they're not focused enough to receive you.
Gotcha.
Should we go check them out, see if we can find them?
Yeah, you can follow them if you want.
That's below us?
That's a few floors below you.
Or do you want to see what's up in this room before we go check them out? Or this floor?
I guess we really got to ask ourselves something, because what this endeavor really is a gamble. So, if we're going to play a professional gambling game, we need to come up with stakes as far as either how long we're willing to sit down and play, or how much we're willing to lose or win before we leave. Otherwise, we're playing a fool's gambling game and we're just gonna keep going until we hope we win. So, if we get in deep shit, after we get out of it, we have to leave. If we find our weapons, or at least one weapon, we leave. 2 weapons, whatever. Or if we do something great, like rescue somebody, we should probably leave. What do you guys think?
I'm with you, 100%. I like it.
So what are your stakes then that you propose?
Our lives?
Well, yeah, I was just throwing out a bunch of those. Are you saying all of them?
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, I threw out a variety of different options for limitations to our gamble, i.e. the time we spend down here.
Yeah, that's what
One limitation would be how much time are we going to spend down here?
I say whichever one comes first.
Okay, so we got to set a time parameter. We'd have to set whatever the object parameter is. Till we find 1 sword, 2 swords, 3 swords? 2 hours, 3 days, 3 weeks?
I'm searching for something else.
No, boy. I think that door may have closed for you, sir.
What do you mean? Oh, because they
What
walked.
do you want me to say?
Who bailed? Oh, you serious?
Oh no!
Fucking assholes.
I did. Damn it.
You did what?
I was gonna say you can 1v1 it, but then I don't know.
No, something else.
It's improbable. Oh.
Yeah, and the other criteria I said was do something important, like rescue somebody. Whatever you think those parameters you want to be, that's what I said. What do you guys think?
Comes first, and
What's that?
I say whichever comes first, and it really depends on the method that we found the first sword to see if it's a
If it's easy to get the next 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what about time?
That I'm not sure. I'm
A day?
not sure.
A couple of hours?
What do you suggest?
I don't know. Maybe a day? Is that crazy? Put a day in the void. I don't think that sounds crazy, right?
We could decide next time on Dragon Ball Z if you prefer.
A day doesn't sound bad.
Is that what we want to do?
But if we want to wait,
Yeah, sounds fine. Yeah.
So next time on Dragon Ball Z, we will
Have an idea of what we're gonna stay down here looking for.
swords,
Okie doke.
I guess. Well, we were just doing it to play test the clues,
Yeah, we were just doing the playtest of clues, so
but you know, for whatever reason, it's like, well, the only reason we have is swords or rescue people.
yeah,
This is correct.
that's what was on my mind, is just getting
Swords and rescue people. Which rescue people is probably better, and if you come across a sword, cool.
yeah.
There we go. That's why we're down there.
Also, any more clues as to getting in touch with homie before talking to Gen Shade.
Okie doke.
Rescue people and/or grab sword. Look for information about Genshade Stringer.
Awesome possum. Thanks, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Same bad time, same bad channel.
Alligator, alligator.
And I think next week will be my last one for like a little bit.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so because Ramadan starts after
That's right.
next week, so I'll be really busy.
Go, yeah.
All right.
Thanks, brother.
All right. Cool.
See ya.
See you later.
Alright, catch you later.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. Alright. I am going to take a break because I just drank all that Red Bull for no reason. I didn't know we were going to end early. But, yeah, I'll be right back.